Sophie, now's not the time. I'm trying to record, baby. I know you love to eat my doorstop, but now's not the time. Welcome to my room.
Tuscany, Italy, riding on a Vespa in a sunflower field, yeah. Warm wind blowing and birds are singing in cypress trees. Tuscany, Italy, eating carbonara.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So today we are finally doing my requested room tour, which you guys have wanted for a little while now, and I thought this was the perfect time to do it because I'm actually going to be moving soon. So I'm actually not going to have this room for much longer, which is really weird for me because I've literally grown up in this room my entire life. So as much as I wanted to make this video for you guys, I'm also really making it for myself because I just wanted to save the way that this room was because it was so good to me and I just have so many memories here, so I can just kind of look back on this video and feel nostalgic and cry about it for a little while if I'm feeling homesick. So I wish I could give you guys a clear-cut answer of what I'm going to be doing when I move out, but the answer right now is I'm really not sure. So my family sold our house and we are going to be moving out all together, and then later in the summer I'm also going to be moving out for the very first time with my brother, so that should be a really fun adventure. So I will definitely be recording for you guys my new space and a whole makeover probably, because knowing me I'm going to want to redo a lot of stuff. So that should be really fun, and honestly the main thing I'm really looking forward to about moving out is just being able to decorate my own space exactly the way I want to, because I really like my room and there's aspects of it that I really love. But a lot of it has been this way since I was little. So I'm really excited to just totally decorate it in my style and just have my own space. So it should be really fun, but like I said, I still wanted to just record this space because I really do love it. It means a lot to me. So without further ado, I think it's time to get started on the tour. So I'm going to be starting off the tour at my entrance. This is where I hang up all my purses and everything that I grab before I go out. There's also sometimes sweatshirts here in the winter time. I just kind of hang things that I use regularly here that I don't really have anywhere else to put. So I have this bag that I thrifted recently and it is so pretty. I'm so in love with it. It's that grandma aesthetic that I've been leaning towards lately. It's so pretty. I have my backpacks. I'm a big fan of backpacks. Then I also have this Child's Bee backpack that I bought. Everyone kind of makes fun of me for it because it's literally for toddlers to take to school with them. But I think it's really cute and I made the straps longer so I can actually use it, and I think it's pretty iconic. If I just turn the camera a little bit this way, I have here my beautiful mannequin that she's wearing one of my puff dresses right now. And I love having a mannequin even though I don't use them too much these days. They're just a good way to hold pieces and model things if you don't want to do it on yourself all the time. I still use it every once in a while even though I don't rely on it as much as I used to. The next section of my room that you guys are very familiar with is my little bed setup here. I absolutely love this part of my room. I think it's really cool and it just this is the most interesting part of my room, I feel like. So obviously I have my giant chalkboard mural that I constantly draw Ghibli scenes on. And it's honestly really weird the fact that this is my last one before I'm moving. I really hope that I can take my chalkboard with me though because I really like doing these still. And then on my bed I like to have all my stuffed animals because I am 5 and I still like all my stuffed animals. So these two are always on my bed. This is Wilbur and Osmo. He's so squishy. I love him so much. He has those really cheeks. He's so cute. This is Squish. One of my friends got him for me for Christmas. And I absolutely love him because, I don't know if you guys know this, but I absolutely love pigs. I've always wanted to own a pig. So I just love having a lot of pig stuffed animals. And he's so squishy. He's just a giant pillow. And then this is the latest addition to my little stuffed animals on my bed. Her name is Valentine, and I actually made her yesterday at Build-A-Bear with some of my friends. And then we went to Target and bought baby clothes to dress them up. And honestly, it was a 10 out of 10 experience. It was so fun. She's just living her best life. And then the rest of my daybed is just covered in pillows. I actually made all my own pillows. They're super easy to do. So I like just having fun with the little trims and stuff. And I really like the color scheme that it turned out to be because I redid it a few years ago to make it more white, pink, yellow, and gray. And I think it fits my room really nicely. And then I absolutely love my bed because growing up I was always obsessed with daybeds for some reason. I think they're so cute. But I really like sleeping on a queen bed. So this one I can actually pull this section out, and then this is 2 twin beds stacked on top of each other. So it can actually fold out into a queen size bed. So I make it like that every night, and then I have the comfort of a queen size bed while having the style of a day bed, which is my favorite thing ever. And then it also saves me a ton of floor space when I'm cutting out fabric and stuff and working on my floor. So I absolutely love the design of my bed. And then another amazing thing about it is it has tons and tons of storage. So this is where I keep a bunch of my crafts. So I have yarn and embroidery down here. In this one I keep all of my fabric. And then in this one I actually keep a little pillow on top of some old blankets And this is Chloe's little bed, so she actually just sleeps in here and it's really cute. So this is like her little area. And then another one of my favorite parts about my bed is these string lights that I've hung around my chalkboard and across my bed. And I just have these little regular Christmas ones and these little bee ones, and I just like turning them on at night because it makes it feel really cute and cozy in here. The next section of my room is to the left of my bed, and this is actually one of my favorite spots in my room, and this is probably the part that I did most recently. So I made this little art collage and I put my clothing rack here, and then I have my little plant shelf. And this section took me so long to figure out what to do with it. I used to have like some pictures hanging from here for a while. I had a painting here at one point, and I always felt like it was kind of like awkward and like a weird space to have. But I redecorated it recently and I just absolutely love it now. It's one of my favorite sections. There's just so much color here, and I love having my plants here, and it makes me really happy. I really like this section. So like I mentioned, this is my little art wall section. I tried to make like a collage of a bunch of my little art pieces. So this is a reduction print that I did a few years ago. These are some watercolor Ghibli paintings. Here's another print that I actually made a video on. This is also watercolor. And then I also have some colored pencil pieces, and I incorporated some dried flowers that my mom found, and I really like how it all came together. I thought it turned out really nice. And then up here I also have some lists that I change out pretty regularly just to keep ideas fresh. I have some video ideas and projects mapped out, and I really like how colorful this little area turned out. And then of course over here I have my clothing rack that I keep all of my giant gowns on. My mom actually got me this clothing rack, and it was such a good call because it's helped me so much with storage with all of the gowns I've been making lately. And it's honestly really satisfying, like when I finish up a video and I put the project up here and then I see it in the next video, because like looking back on it, it kind of like keeps them in order, and I think it's kind of just a fun detail. So I have like my picnic dress, I have all of my prom dresses back here, my overall dress, my sheet prom dress, my strawberry dress. I just add everything onto here, and it has honestly saved me so much room in my closet. So especially if you're someone who sews and is constantly making big things, it'll save you a ton of space, I promise. And then the last little area over here is my plant shelf. So this is usually where I put all of my new propagations, which I've been trying to get into recently. I've had a lot of fun messing around with my pothos plants. So I have this guy who was my first propagation, who's doing super well. And then I have my two newest ones here. And I haven't propagated any in water recently because my main pothos plant wasn't really growing in the winter, so I decided to give him a break and just work on these guys for right now. And they're doing really well. So I actually made the little teacup too that my propagation is sitting on, and I painted some little strawberries on it, and I love it so much. I love how it turned out. And then my second propagation sits in a little Ghibli teacup that my friend got me, and I really like that the teacup is glass because you can actually see some of the roots coming through, and I think it's really fun to watch. And then also on this shelf I have my little goose figurine here that my friend gave me for Christmas, and he's so funny. I think I named him Flip Flop, and I love him. And then next to Flip Flop I have this little candle, and it smells really good. Honestly, it's kind of funny though, whenever I get a candle I never light them. I just open them in my room and they still smell good. I'm just kind of lazy and don't actually light them ever. And then the last thing on the shelf is a little pitcher that I made in my ceramics class last year. And this is what I use to water all my plants. Next up we have my desk, and this is probably another area of my room you guys are very familiar with. This is where I keep both of my sewing machines, even though my serger is no longer working. I just need to get it fixed because something with it is just not quite right. And because I get asked this quite a bit, my Singer is an Ultra Lock, and my sewing machine is a Brother XR3340. And I'm very happy with my Brother. Like I mentioned though, my Singer has kind of been broken for many years. So I honestly should really just get a new one, but I think I'm going to try to fix it. And the main thing that I use my desk for is obviously sewing. Other than that, I do all my schoolwork here, and I also edit sometimes here. And because it gets pretty crowded, I don't keep much else on my desk. Everything else that I have here is just a lamp and a little jar of PaperStxrs that I like to make. And then on this side of my desk, all I have is this little like storage space. So I have my little pencil case, and then just some miscellaneous things like some scissors and pencils. Then I also have some sewing tools here. And then because quite a few of you guys have wanted to see my sewing setup in the past, I thought I would show you this drawer. So this drawer is where I keep like all my sewing supplies. So here I have all my scissors, and I don't have too many because I honestly only use this pair. I have this little bobbin tray where I keep all of my little wound bobbins. I have my tailor's chalk that I accidentally sat on and broke in half. And then here is where I keep a few of my sewing threads. I have a larger box where I keep all my colors, but these are just the ones that I've been using recently. And then in this little box here I have my measuring tapes. And then in the back here I keep my pins on top of my sketchbook. And I absolutely love this little magnetic pad because it just keeps all my pins together and makes it way easier to just not lose as many pins on my floor. I honestly should make people sign waivers before they enter my room because there is a pretty high chance that you will accidentally step on a pin. But anyways, underneath that, like I mentioned, here is my sketchbook. I just find it easier to keep it down there. And then way down in the back, I have some tape that I can use on my mannequin if I want to just kind of mark out a specific shape. And then the last thing in here is just some extra pins. And then that is it for my desk, except for my little windowsill plants. But I got this guy pretty recently. And then this is a lavender plant that my dad was growing, so he gave me one. And yeah, that's pretty much my whole desk space. And then to the left of my desk, I also have this little thing here. And this is where I keep like all my electronics, like my little Switch. I also keep my DSi here, and this is what I play Professor Layton on. I also have my kalimba here. And then I keep a little hamster mouse here as well. That doesn't work very well, but it's really cute. And then in the top one, I just keep my laptop here with all the little charging cables. And on the bottom is just where I plug everything in and also charge my camera batteries. And to the right of my desk, I just have a little painting of my cat that I did, and this little like book hanger where I keep some of my books. And then this side of my room is definitely the most boring side of my room because it's really just my closet and a giant mirror. So obviously in my closet I just keep my clothes and some old blankets, and I started having to keep some fabric in here because I kind of ran out of space underneath my bed. And on the other side, I have some dresses, I have some pillows and hats for no apparent reason, and then some more just miscellaneous like art stuff down there. So this is just kind of where I shove things if I need to. And then I have my giant mirror where I model all my outfits every morning, decide I hate them, change them 4 times, and then leave my house. And this is the very final space in my room, which is my very large bookshelves. This is honestly where I keep like all my like knickknacks from when I was little that I made. So it's kind of messy, and this is honestly one of the aspects I'm like ready to like redo when I move out because I just want it to like be a little bit more aesthetic, but I will give you guys a tour of it anyway. So starting off with the center section, I have my big TV here, which I rarely use except to watch reruns of Bob's Burgers or Gravity Falls while I'm sewing. I have a few pictures up here of some friends, and then above that I've had to move some of my plants up here because I was running out of space on my shelf. And then below it, this is where I keep like all my hair supplies, makeup, and like perfumes and stuff. So it's very, very messy, so I'm not going to go into much detail about that. Moving on to the left shelf, I have some stuffed animals on the top. This is a pig that my friend gave me because we both really love pigs. And I also have this doll that I crocheted when I was really little up here. On this shelf, I keep my books and then also my shoes that I painted. And these are my Ghibli shoes, and these are kind of my pride and joy. On this shelf, this is where I keep my jewelry tree, where I keep like all my necklaces and earrings and stuff. I also have a ABBA record that my dad recently found, so he gave it to me because I absolutely love ABBA. And then here is a D&D dice bag that my friends made for me for Christmas, and they like personalize them and stuff for our characters. So this is for my plant-based character, and they all have like really, really pretty dice in them. So mine have like real moss in them and stuff. And then I have some more knickknacks that I made when I was little. I have a little crocheted RV that I thought was really fun for some reason. I'm honestly not even sure why I made it. I made a lot of these pig stuffed animals too as a kid. I have this little wobbly Totoro. It's really cute. These are some babushka dolls that my grandpa got me. And then I have another one of my ceramics projects. So this is a little crane that I made. And then this brings us on to the last side. So again, up here, there's some more things that I made when I was little, like this origami crane. This is a little moth sculpture that I made. These are some tarot cards that my friend gave to me. I still have no idea how to read them, but the cards are really, really pretty. And then I have another candle over here and some little tiny baby shoes. And of course, an oil painting that I did of my beloved chicken Yoshi. So I get to look at her every day. She makes me happy. Wah! This shelf is really just books, and then this little fox stuffed animal that I made when I was little that guards all my books. Here is just more storage. This is actually where I keep a lot of my sewing stuff. So I have like trims in here and buttons in here. And then this bottom one is where I keep all of my thread. And here's another little doll that I crocheted. And then this stack of books here is mostly just like sewing books, and then I also have a bunch of my art books here. And then the very last thing in my room that I have not talked about is my tapestry. And this was actually my first tapestry I ever made. I made a video on it. And I had a lot of fun doing it, so I like having it here. And it's super, super soft also. But yeah, I think that concludes the full tour. I really hope you guys liked it. And I will see you guys next Friday with a new video.